Hey guys, welcome to our July edition of AdCast. My name is Nicholas Lorden.
And I'm Syletse Porter. And right now in this segment, we're going to be talking to Kathy Paps Robshaw. And she is going to give us some more insight into her business. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you. Hi.
Yeah.
Tell us where you're from.
Originally from New York.
Your company.
My company
your
is
business.
in Largo in Florida.
Okay. And the name of your company?
Telephone Effectiveness.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about that.
The company was formed to really help individuals and businesses use the phone to generate sales and increase profitability.
Okay.
I noticed that you've got a long history of killing it on the phones. It looked like.
Yeah.
You've worked for a lot of different
Love it,
companies,
yes.
and I was pretty impressed by that. I might be jumping the gun here, but I wanted to get right into the meat of it. I work in direct mail, and I was reading one of your case studies about lead generation.
Yes.
And you had gotten like an 80% response on
Totally.
this campaign. Is that something that you see that often? Can you talk about
Oh, no,
that
it's
kind
not.
of approach?
In fact, the whole thing revolves around a company planning a strong direct mail campaign to help the telephone. Very often a company will send out a letter, make a phone call, and it doesn't work. It all fails, and it's a disaster. What this client did was we actually developed a mailing that cost $5, and so therefore the quality was high. So when we called, the mailing was remembered. It helped the phone call. The two worked very close together.
Yeah, it was like a little package with a detailing product.
Yes,
in it, or
it was
something?
a car leasing company.
Oh, okay.
And the cover of the mailer said, I was sending you something that the competition clean forgot. And it was a car care cleaning kit.
Yeah.
And people opened it, got it. When we made the phone call, it was fantastic. And calls came in before we could call out, in fact.
Wow.
But a lot of companies don't think about spending, with direct mail, they walk about the postage, never mind having a letter and a brochure go in the mailing.
Yeah.
So
Gets expensive.
it does. But it works if it's done correctly.
Yeah, leads can be cheap
Yeah.
if you spend more, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now tell me this. You used to work in the corporate world, and then you stepped out and started your own business, correct?
Yes.
What made you take that leap?
The main reason is I wanted to do things my way.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the corporate world, that's a kind of hard thing to achieve. So doing it my way and how in my own time was really what my direction was.
Okay. And you're going back now, and you're actually training some inside sales teams and things of that nature,
Yes.
and getting results in the end. Tell me a little bit about the training process when you're working with these inside sales teams.
I pretty much go and look at a company's business model, how they're getting business, what they're doing to get it, mail or using the phone, inside sales or a combination, or outside sales even, and then look at the results that they're getting from that investigation, whether it be low productivity in terms of phone time or poor results, or the results weren't the dollar value they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put in place a training program or a consulting program to get it to the next level that it needs to get to. Very often the phone room is managed by someone that doesn't have the business background. I think you need to have the business background combined with the phone skills to make it work.
Exactly.
I have another specific question.
You're doing your homework.
I did my homework.
I love it.
Yeah. About the phone scripts, I was looking on your website, and you were talking about the introduction and like the importance of the introduction. That was something that I found interesting, and how I was wondering if you might be able to give us an example of a stellar introduction that you maybe had used for a customer of yours, and why it is stellar.
The introduction, the first 30 seconds at the most, 15 seconds even, is when you have to get the person's attention, their interest. And as I'm talking, I'm trying to think of something to impress the heck out of you here. It can't be just a very monotone introduction, like, my name is Kathy, I'm calling to talk to you about selling you car leasing. It really has to be, my name is Kathy, and I've researched your industry, and I'm aware that one of your largest costs in your bottom line is car leasing. I'd like to talk to you about a way to reduce that cost.
Oh,
Definitely.
so you're getting, like, you typically try to get into the numbers with them, like you like to talk
Well, the
numbers.
objective. I think you need to give the objective of the call and the reason for the call, and you need to earn the right to make that call.
Exactly.
So by the fact that I've said I researched it, I know that you're spending this kind of money, I've earned the right, I believe, to have a further conversation.
Oh.
Exactly. Do some research on the company.
Well,
get
the
an
industry.
initial benefit statement
Well, the
to
industry,
them. What's
yes.
going to be in for them.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's a good
You
way to
know
do
all
this.
about that.
I mean, hey, I've
She's
done
in
it for the
sales,
past few
guys.
years.
Well, you've done it too, see. A lot of people have it, and they just pick up the phone and bang, and out comes a diatribe of information, which means nothing to the recipient.
Now, I do have to confess, because in this day and age with the internet and the flexibility of just sending an email, what are you trying to do to convince these youngsters, to get back on the phone and just stop sending out email messages, get on the phone and get comfortable with approaching people over the
It's
phone?
one of my constant battles. I think that I've just changed the logo of my company to the power of hello and the value of relationships. And I think that the telephone allows you to have a conversation and have a give and a take and exchange of information. Email, or social media, to me, is flat.
Mm-hmm.
And also can be misunderstood.
Oh, yes. I've
misunderstood.
suffered from that.
I mean, communication, 78% of phone communication is voice tone, and the balance is words. So you can't get across that tone or that meaning without having a dialogue. So I
What
really
about
try very
exclamation
hard to
points?
do that.
What about exclamation points?
In the email, 6 of them or 1.
Okay, all caps. I've sent out some bad some
caps.
not so bad emails, but they were taken as being bad versus me talking over the phone and, like you said, that
Yeah.
fluctuation and
Inflection in the voice and showing that you care, that you mean something. It means a lot. It means a lot.
Exactly.
And young people today have to, I think, learn phone interviewing comes into play. I mean, companies are interviewing by phone
Yeah.
more and more. If you haven't got a good way of communicating by phone, you're not going to impress anybody, because you've got that 78% of that is your tone and how you're saying never mind what you say. So it's crucial.
it's almost like the Billy Mays pitch or elevator pitch. You got to get
Yes.
that attitude over the phone. Yeah.
It's true.
Let me hear your Billy Mays. Let me hear your pitch. Go.
My name is Billy Mays, and I'm here to sell you Kathy.
Go for it. Like one. Good one.
So,
Good
Kathy,
one.
how can people get in contact with you or learn more about your business? Because I find it definitely interesting, and I think it's back to the roots. And I think a lot of companies should take advantage of your services. Definitely.
Yes.
Tell us how.
Well,
they can
I do have a website. The website is telephoneeffectiveness.com, and that's probably the easiest way. It gives background about what I do, what I've done. And the next best thing is call me up if they dare to pick up the phone and not email me. And let's have a conversation about what makes sense for the business. And I've worked with small companies, large companies. I helped individuals as well, coaching individuals as well.
Nice. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's great too. And when you're talking about another thing that I found interesting was, so when you're not talking to someone, when you call them, the logical next thing to do is to leave a message. But that's not always the best thing to do. I always leave messages. I leave long messages.
No. Why? They're not calling you back, right?
I'm not in sales. Maybe I don't want them to call me back. I don't know.
Well, the good news is they would have hung up and they wouldn't have heard the whole message.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a positive and everything.
Might be the effect that I'm going for. I don't know.
It might be.
But
Hang up.
Yeah. Either way, I thought that it was interesting that you actually said that if a company might actually be able to figure out a systematic way of leaving messages, and that you could depend on a result from that system.
It depends on the industry. It depends on the message. And I think what I tell all of my clients, and you must do the same in direct mail, is test different things and see what works. I had one client, they left 1,000 messages, and they got about 80 calls back. Now, that's pretty poor. However, of those 80, they picked up about 5 new clients very quickly. But that took a 6-month process to happen. But if that's okay, then that'll work. I mean, there's no real rule. If you ask anybody in my industry, they'll give you a different answer. Okay. So I think the answer is try it and see, but do keep it short and keep it to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Cool. All right, I don't have any more questions. What do you think, Celeste?
You don't? Why not? You trying to keep
I mean,
it short? Wrap it up.
I mean, Kathy's
You're
just
hanging
nailed
up on
it.
me. You better
She
hang
nailed
up on
it.
me. You better hang up on me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Well, I'm leaving it open for Celeste here, though.
No, I mean, I think the business, I really admire the services that you
Thank
offer.
you.
And I think it's something that companies need to go back to the roots to, getting more involved and getting their salespeople on the phone and getting that personality out there. Definitely.
Totally.
Definitely.
And I'm passionate about it, and they should be too.
Okay. Well, it was great having you out
Thank you
today.
so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for coming out.
Thank
We
you.
enjoyed you. All right, guys, and thanks to our sponsors, TBT, Tampa Digital Studios, Barefoot Wines and Bubbly, and Gasper's Grotto. See you next segment.